Here in my kitchen, having a cup of coffee, I had an epiphany this morning. The investment boom by companies trying to adopt AI is because they're trying to capture the value by replacing human labor. Think about that for a sec. This makes the need for everyone to start investing in companies to capture this value even more important. So here are a couple of categories that you can invest in AI. Hyperscalers, these are the big companies providing most of the AI compute, like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Two, semiconductors, all the manufacturing components, machines, tooling, actually making chips themselves or designing them. ASML, NVIDIA, TSMC. Three, you've got server and compute components providers. Some good examples of this are Dell or Super Microcomputer. Number four, the actual owners of a data center or NeoCloud like CoreWeave, IREN, Nibius. These are just a few examples. Five, data center infrastructure, components and networking that are going into the data centers, which is Credo for cabling, Ciena, Lumentum, Astera Labs. These are all getting big contracts. Six, utilities and energy providers like Vistra, Constellation Energy, NextEra Energy. Seven, the actual energy generation components like GE Vernova making turbines, Caterpillar, or my favorite, First Solar, making all of the solar components that a hyperscaler or a data center could set up and provide their own power directly from their renewable solar. Eight, data. This is a big bottleneck. This is Snowflake, Datadog. Nine, cybersecurity, like CrowdStrike, Palo Alto Networks, and Cloudflare. 10, you've got applied AI, where it's actually being implemented in the real world in software. Reddit, AppLovin, SoundHound, Aurora Innovation is a trucking self-driving company. There's quite a few. 11 is robotics and the components that go into them. A couple of these are going to be like Teradyne makes a lot of components. Ouster for LiDAR sensors to have robots navigate the real world. Tesla, obviously, that's probably the most well-known. And then there's a fringe input for robotics, which is batteries. There's a company called QuantumScape that has made the first solid-state battery at production scale that can be put into cars, but this will also likely be a big boon for it as robotics applications get deployed in the real world day to day. And then lastly, data and communications is moving at a faster and faster pace. So number 12 is data communications in space. Amazon has LEO, their satellite networking data transmission project. There's SpaceX. There's a couple of companies that own significant pieces in that. AST Space Mobile is also a competitor to SpaceX doing something very similar to put communication technology in space. This is going to be vital as AI moves to on device and becomes more ubiquitous. And that communication is needing to be streamed and always connected via robotics. There's EchoStar. This is a satellite licensing company for spectrum licenses in space. They've made a deal with SpaceX to put their licenses into SpaceX in exchange for ownership in the company. Last year, EchoStar received about $8.5 billion in SpaceX stock. There's Planet Labs also working in this satellite space. And then there's Rocket Labs and the actual launch technology. This has been Intelligence Explained. So since all this money is going in to replace and displace human labor, invest today so we don't get left behind tomorrow. See you next time.